So I get a lot of questions about shaving, how to improve your shave, how to get the best shave, and the focus is always on the razor, and I get it. It's the big ticket item, and there are a lot of options out there. We're talking disposable, cartridge, we're talking safety razors, we've got adjustable safety razors, you've got straight blades, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of options out there. But understand, gentlemen, the razor you use is just a part of the equation. It's prep, getting yourself ready for it, technique. All of this is very key and is going to be the focus of today's video because I'm going to teach you guys how to improve your shave without changing your razor. Two quick points before we get into the meat of this video. Point number one, gentlemen, we're looking to develop a shaving system. That's different than habits. Habits are things we fall into without thinking about them. A shaving system, you're going to think through this process. You're going to find what works for you, how to optimize and get the best shave possible. And then you need to stay up on it because a shaving system is something that you also need to maintain. Every month, take a look at it. Make sure you're not falling back into bad habits. Point number two, gentlemen, this video is all about action. I want you to go out there and improve your shave. To make it simple, I've taken everything that we're going to talk about and we've put it in a package over at ClassicShaving.com. Now, Luke, the founder of this company, I've known him for years. They make amazing products using great ingredients made right here in the United States. And so from the brush to the pre-shave oil to the aftershave to the cup to the actual soap, all of this you're going to be able to grab at a price that is going to be less than half if you were to piece it together over on Amazon. So you can go do your research, but understand this deal is only going to be around for a while. These guys have been a great sponsor. They come out to StyleCon. They're a great company that I am proud to support. So definitely go check out this deal. Take action because it's not going to be around forever. And without further ado, gents, let's get into the meat of this video. Point number one, give yourself margin. Give yourself time to have an enjoyable shave. So at my house, we've got one full bathroom and it's pretty crazy in the morning. I've got 4 young kids, I have a wife, and they will go in there and it's hard for me to get in the bathroom sometimes. So I've developed a system where I go to the gym at about 6:30 in the morning and then, hey, at 7:30, I have, it's not very busy. I've got an entire bathroom to myself pretty much, and I'm able to have an enjoyable shave that maybe I'll take 20 minutes going through the process. The key is, guys, give yourself time. So if you have to wake up early, if you have to shave the night before, but you don't want to be rushed during the process. Tip 2, soften your hair. The most common ways to do this are to take a shower right before you shave. You can also take a warm, wet rag, hold it up to your face for about a minute, but you can get creative. I know for me, I jump in the pool, then I go to the hot tub, and then I take a quick shower right there in the locker room before I shave. And I can tell you the hair on my face is very soft before I start to shave. Tip 3, use a shaving oil. Now, I'm going to say this isn't mandatory for everyone. You may try using a shaving oil and find it doesn't add a lot of value, but I hear from a lot of men that this makes a huge difference. It depends on your shaving technique, what type of razor you use. Some razors, oils, some people say clog, but really when it comes down to it, guys, it's about finding what works for you. And if you've never tried a shaving oil, you want to give it a shot. Protective layer number 2. Now, I'm going to assume that you used the pre-shave oil. If you didn't, this is going to be your only layer of protection. But if you use the oil, the great thing about using like a soap like this that creates a lather is that the lather is not going to mix with the oil. They're actually going to maintain a level of separation, and it's going to really do a good job of protecting your face during the shave as the razor goes down the face. How to build a lather. Like, what do you do with all this? Guys, I'm going to link you over to a video. This goes beyond what I'm going to talk about here. Mantic 59. Mark does a great job showing you how to create the perfect lather. But the tools that you'll want to start with, you'll want to have a cup. You're going to want to have some great soap that's going to lather up well, and you're going to want to have a shaving brush. Put this combination together and you're going to get a very economical type of cream and lather that you can put together again and again. The great thing about a brush and why I highly recommend them is it does a great job of applying it to the face and getting underneath the hairs, getting those areas which you just can't get to with your fingers. Your fingers are going to push the hair down. The brush does a great job of getting underneath the hair and putting that lotion in hard to reach areas. Next up, let's talk about the shave. Guys, and as I promised, I'm not going to tell you which razor is best for you. There's a lot of options out there. I would say that you need to experiment. You need to try at least a few options to find what works for you so that you don't get ingrown hairs, that you get the most comfortable shave for you. But getting away from the razor, let's talk about shaving technique. Most men have no technique. They've never been taught. They've never learned how to do this. Now, I do have a free shave map you can go over here and grab. This is going to make you think through the process of shaving and actually write it down, record this, and actually say, okay, this is how I shave. I know for me, two huge mistakes I was making. Number one, really long strokes. I was going through with the razor and just going all the way up. And I thought, okay, I want to get through this process fast. Instead, I started using much smaller strokes, and that drastically improved my shave. In addition, I stopped going over a place that I had already shaved and where all the I mean, this sounds obvious that you shouldn't shave 2 or 3 times over an area that you've already shaved. And if you are going to need to do that, you reapply some lotion and lubricant. But I was doing this all the time, and that led to a lot of irritation. Next, let's rinse off our face and see how the shave turned out. Now, using cold water, using hot water. Guys, I gravitate towards warm to hot water. That's my personal preference. I've heard some people say cold water is the only way to go. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. Are you a cold water advocate? Are you a warm water advocate, hot water advocate? I personally find that this wasn't something that made a big difference in my shave, but some of you guys may disagree, and I'd love to hear from you down in the comments. Next up, you need to make a decision. Do I want to go in for a second round on my shaving? I'm going to say most of the time you can skip this. Guys, yeah, sure, you missed a few areas, but is anyone going to notice? Now, if it's really bad and you really miss some huge spots, sure, go back. But do spot shaving. You don't have to lube up your entire face again, but make sure to lube up that area. Don't go over it dry. That's going to lead to some irritation. But at this point, guys, you're just looking to clean up that shave. So at this point, we're wrapping things up, gentlemen. Let's talk about aftershave. Do you have to use an aftershave? Of course not. You can get away without using it. But think about it. You just ran a razor down your face. You just rinsed with probably really warm water. Your face is screaming to be re-moisturized. So that's the great thing about a nice aftershave. And if you use the same company throughout, like right here, I've been talking about the Blades Grim, and this is their Cinder, which is a great scent, by the way. So it's going to be consistent across the board. The actual fragrance that's being used and the smell, they're all going to work together. Basically, it's a nice way to wrap your entire shave up and to celebrate, hey, I've reached the end. Now, there are other options out there. This one is really lightweight and I like it. It's got witch hazel, aloe, and a number of other very natural ingredients. But there are balms out there that are going to be a bit thicker. At the end of the day, gentlemen, you got to experiment and find what works for you. So the process I just described, gentlemen, is my shaving system. Yours is probably going to be a little bit different, and I would love to hear from you down in the comments on how yours is different than mine. Gentlemen, I want to end this video by reminding you, all this information is great, but you've got to take action. That's why I worked with the sponsor of this video, ClassicShaving.com, to bring all of these items into a package at an amazing deal. I'm going to link to them down in the description. Guys, I have worked with this company for years. I've used their ingredients. I know the founders. I trust this company, and you should definitely give them a shot. Great products at a great price. I don't know what else to say. Definitely take advantage of this before this deal is gone. Gentlemen, that's it. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.